merged together. I like it to really be fun. So I've actually led bus tours through Europe. I've produced videos down in the top ski resorts down in South America. I've had my own television 30-minute travel show, and we merged kind of like what you do with reality TV 10 years ago. For the last few years, I've been playing with loyalty and affiliate programs. And loyalty and affiliate's a strange place for me to be, but I got there because I wasn't getting the results in my other methods of media. If you look at what everybody's been talking about here, and it really drives me crazy, is that everyone's saying there is no ROI in social media. Well, I'm here to tell you that's not true. I've actually seen it, I've experienced it, and it's a reality, and all of you can have it today. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take a little trip back in time. I'm going to take you on a little journey. There was this husband and wife. It was the end of the year. There was a census going on. The Romans wanted to count the people. So they were headed to Bethlehem. And they stopped along the way, and there were some little hawkers from the Expedia clan, the Opotos, and the Marriott clan, and the Ritz-Carlton clan. And they were all hawking their deals. They had the managed search guys there saying, oh, we're $1 less now. Okay. They're listening. The couple doesn't know what to do. They're like, okay, we'll keep going. Let's go. So they're headed off to Bethlehem. It's getting late at night. They get to all the inns, and we know the story. It was full. This is a disaster. This is actually the original sin of travel, advertising. This is it. It happened 2012 years ago. And so, 11 years, 2011. So what we're saying here is that what have we done since then? How far have we really come? Okay? And if we look at this, and we call it B2C. Okay? B2C. We've been pushing out messages. We've been pushing out email. We've been pushing out advertising, TV, radio. That's what we're good at. We are good at buying media. We actually don't know which media is actually working, but we're good at buying it. We buy it and we push it. Push. B2C, B2C, B2C. 2,000 years, nothing has changed. This is what we're good at, and I'm just disgusted by it because there's a better way. Okay? Now you got to stay with this. It's going to be a little tricky here. There we go. This is what we've earned. No trust. No one trusts us as brands. No one trusts us as anything as anymore. They trust their friends. And this is where the social media part comes into it. This is where we can have fun with it. Okay? I was just over in Spitalfield Market over in the East End of London. And this is what we've been reduced to. What we're seeing here is that the brand here is more interested in picking up a fan than their menu or their food or anything about the company. Okay, a fan. We are chasing fans like lemmings. Everybody in this room values their company based on what? A measurement we can understand. I agree, a fan. But is this really a unit of measurement that has any... Can anybody tell me what the ROI on a fan is? I'm still looking, okay? I'm still looking. So this guy is from the UK. I'm from the States. And so this is the head of UK for Facebook, David. He says, stop it, okay? You know why? Because you guys are being so successful at collecting these fans. What's happening? It's destroying the newsfeed, okay? Because everyone's liking your brands. And then you're counting stuff out at them. So what did they have to do? They built an algorithm. Okay, it sounds like Google, doesn't it, 10 years ago? So what does the algorithm do? The algorithm actually prevents your posts that you paid, like go collect these fans, right? And now you're paying, to send out your messages to the people, and Facebook's got an algorithm, and it says what? It says, we're not going to let you through. So the algorithm is there for one purpose, to stop your messages from polluting the people, because all you guys know how to do is B2C, push. Push is wrong. It's completely crazy. Stop it. That's all I have to say. Stop pushing your message down these people's throats. It's hurting the business. It's hurting Facebook. It's hurting your customer. This is a good one. Groupon. Is Groupon here? Okay. What is happening on the fan page as you're collecting these fans? And then these are the people who are your loyal people. They're the ones you've already sold. And now what do you want to do? You want to offer them discounts. Would Apple ever give their customers a discount from the fan page? No. Why? Because those people are the loyal people. They're the ones that have already been sold. And they're the ones who will wait in line and pay more. Don't discount to them. Don't buy this. This is what we've been reduced to. This is where B2C has gotten us. They don't trust us. But last week we were in F8 in Silicon Valley. I was there for F1, May 2007. And Facebook opened up their platform. And that was kind of fun. F8, they said, well, we've got a new way to play the game. It's going to be with apps. It's an app. Well, Zynga's been successful with it. Zynga's got these little things called these games. Cityville, you might have heard of. 100 million people have allowed the app for Zynga. And Zynga didn't exist, 5 years ago. So here you've got apps collecting and getting actual data. Because you don't get any data on a fan page, do you? Who in here has a really good idea of who these fans are? You can't. They didn't give you any information. They're not giving it to you. That's not what it's for. So here's what we're seeing, is that there's a big chance here. And this is where the opportunity is. This is travel. Okay, so I actually have done work. Right now my clients are Fox TV and Gatorade, Pepsi. So we've got some travel clients on it as well, having fun. But the opportunity is in travel. And that's where loyalty, you guys know loyalty. Everybody in here has a frequent flyer program, card in their wallet. Everybody's got that, right? So what does that do? It does frequency and retention, blah, blah, right? But when's the last time anybody in here flew somewhere and then referred somebody? Happens all the time, okay? But who in here has ever gotten anything for that, okay? How come no airline has a program that allows you to get points for a referral that resulted in a booking that gave transactions back to the airline? That would make monetary sense to me, okay? So how come no one's ever merged the two? So this is where the opportunity of the app comes into play. So we've got the app. If we can shove something in there that has some value, we can actually make some money. Now, let's look at the numbers. So here's the numbers. If you've got 100,000 people on your email list and you punch out an email to them, you're going to reach 100,000 people in theory. I'm not going to open it. But if you gave that same 100,000 people an app and just a few of them picked it up, 10,000, 10%, you now are going to have a reach of 2.4 million. That sounds interesting. Now we get the multiple. So what we're saying here is that the app is going to give you the leverage. The leverage comes from what Zynga and these other guys with these apps have discovered and are making a fortune off of. Facebook just announced that Netflix and Spotify are also going to put their apps in there, and they're doing it because of the data. The data is where it's at. So what data do we get? Well, it's going to be interesting because we're going to pick it up and we're going to also see it from a peer-to-peer relationship. So, and this is where the significant thing, if you take one thing away from this whole deal, is that the B2C is wonderful, wonderful, spend your money. Go ahead. But this is where it's at, and that's what social media is going to do for us. And this is what's going to change your entire marketing philosophy. So, here's an example of one of the a customer we're following, looking at right here. They actually are the largest cruise company in North America. They've got 25 years worth of experience. they are able to send this email out, and they're incentivizing the people with 1,000 points to come join the app. The app, okay? So they're driving people into an app. Different from the fan page, just a little different. Why is it a little different? Because of this button right here, allow. That will change your life. Why? Because here's what you get. So who's into CRM in here? Got some people who like data? And do you know anything about your customers? Yeah, you got maybe your frequent flyer, your rewards program, your points program, your cashback program, something like that. Show this to the boys. They'll like that. That makes them happy. Show them what you get off a fan that you just paid $1.60 for. My buddy Matt Monahan in New York, in the last 12 months, made $37 million off of charging people $1.60 a fan. Yeah, he laughs at me because I'm long term. He's like, I'm taking the money on the table before they figure it out. I'm like, go ahead. So this is the data, and this is the trend here that we're seeing. Is that it comes down to what are we going to put in this app? What are we going to do with these people? How are we going to entertain them? How are we going to make it fun? And that's where the hard work is. This is where it hits the pavement, right here. So in order to have an app and have anything in there of value, that's where you got to dig deep and you got to look around. This is not for everybody. This is not for children. These are razor blades here. So here's an example of the cruise company. They did this. They put it together. We've got a little mini website in here. They're using game mechanics. Okay? They're using videos and polls and quizzes. And they're loading the content in here. They're giving it to their loyal customers to distribute it to their friends. This is peer-to-peer. This is the point. Stop the B2C. Stop the push. Let the people who love your product, and if your product's good, you have those people. If your product is no good, you will die. So this is the best part about it. The cream will rise. So here we are. They've got their whole little ecosystem here, and it works nicely. And the payment here to Facebook is that they get to run their little ads alongside here. Great. But you can put full booking engines in here. You can sell things within here, and you can track everything. You know exactly who has the app. You know anything they've shown and distributed from the app. You know who picked up the app, and you know who bought from the app. This is full affiliate tracking. This changes everything on Facebook. And the only reason that Google couldn't get away with it is because Google only had limited data. All they had was what? An IP address. Hard to match and give anything back off that. Facebook's got it all. They've tattooed every one of us, 800 million people strong. And now, leverage it. That's all I'm saying. So here's a little example of, I think I got one more. No, I'll go back there. Here's they're actually giving rewards out. So Facebook's not a big fan of sharing and compensating for sharing. That would be spam. I'm not a big proponent of that either. What they're doing inside the apps here, and this company in particular, is they're giving out points for bookings. They're giving points out for when the company makes money, when they're sharing something of value. They're actually able to take the engagements and know exactly when the engagement occurred and reward for specific engagements. So whether you want them to show up at a specific location, whether you want them to buy something, to watch your latest video, take your latest poll, figure out how do you want to fix something inside your product or make it a little more interesting, it's all there, all inside the app.